Just
Because
give me a
I
second. Yeah, because the thing about it is, I personally don't like the way you were doing him when he was locked up.
bro, no. For one, is
That's just me
no,
personally. That's
yeah,
just me.
but let me clear the air. For one, it's never like I didn't want him to get out, obviously, but you got to admit the way it was looking, it wasn't looking good for bro. So I was
It
just
looked
like,
great
I
for
mean,
me. As soon as they got Glanville out of the chambers, it was up. Because
I was like,
if Glanville would have stayed, my man would have been him for a minute. So I'm glad they got Glanville up out of there because he was trying to sit my nigga down for life.
yeah, I mean, the way it was looking, I was just like, bro, it's clipped. I mean, good riddance. You know, you had a good run. You had a good run. So, I mean, and then Gunner happened to take off. So,
You fan out for sure. Welcome
wow,
to a For Panthers Fans Only live stream. We have a very, very special guest in the building. Some weeks, as y'all can tell, some weeks we have guests, some weeks we don't. I'm not gonna lie. I like the weeks when we do, just because it gives us the opportunity to interact with other fan bases and get different perspective. I don't like that view too much. There we go. If y'all don't know, Young Thug is on the way home. After what the Yankees put me through last night, transparently, it's news that I need to see here.
Can I ask you something? Didn't I tell Tree to calm down, bro? Didn't I just tell him to calm down? Like, just calm down.
It wasn't just him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was literally like in the living room, like, and you know how sometimes when you cry, it's like you can't stop it from happening. I was like in my recliner, like just like literally just not even really. I don't even know, bro. I just shed a tear or two. I can't lie.
Five lead.
Just embarrassing, bro. And I almost had a meltdown, literally in my living room. I almost had a meltdown because I just knew that everything that we had experienced the whole season, because I've been watching the better part of 162 games, and I've seen that story play out so many times that I damn near already knew what time it was. And it was just heart-wrenching. I mean, absolutely devastated. I see Juan Soto, the last one to leave the clubhouse. Then he goes in the interview. He tells them, "Hey,
everybody got a chance."
I said, "Fuck, it's over with. It's over with. It's over with." Disappointed we couldn't get it done for him, and I'm just gonna kind of attribute that to Aaron Judge and his lackluster performance, transparently.
Yeah, because, I would agree.
Oh my god,
embarrassing.
Oh, I gotta go on D&D. That cannot be happening throughout the whole
Yo, I had a slip on Dodgers in 6. Wow.
Oh, you need a one more win. That's tough. That is tough.
Feel bad for you.
Welcome, man. Omar, what's happening? QP was happening. Dylan was happening. If you're on X, shout out to you. A lot of y'all don't be commenting, and I understand because when I watch live streams on X, I don't really comment too often either. But shout out to the chat on all 3 platforms: Twitch, YouTube, and X. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate y'all joining, being a part of the live stream tonight. Like I said, we do have a very, very special guest in the building with us tonight, a Saints fan. So y'all don't hold that against them. But definitely an intriguing personality. Let's say it like that. Very excited to have our guest with us tonight. We'll bring him on here within the next couple of minutes. Once we get a couple more people in, we're gonna do our giveaway.
I'm hoping I get it for sure. I'm hoping I win the tickets. No cap.
Your name isn't on the wheel.
That's the same, but okay.
Your name isn't on the wheel. And to be honest, it shouldn't be on the wheel because you didn't participate. You didn't follow the steps. So I couldn't even put you on the what you call. I couldn't even do it. Did you do it on Instagram or X?
No, I didn't, but still,
okay, bro. Cool. Like, what are we talking about? But I will say we hooked somebody up. we hook somebody up with club seats. You will have club access. If you happen to win the giveaway that we'll do within the next 2 to 3 minutes, I want to let more people get in. If you happen to win the giveaway, the ticket giveaway for this Sunday against the New Orleans Saints, you will have club access. Just know that. If we gonna be in the club, when we do stuff like this, we got to make sure our supporters gonna be in the club too. Cause I know y'all seen the way we were acting in Vegas. So,
Hey, look, hey, this how you know I'm getting old, bro. Look at this. This is a gift I got for my birthday. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's like it's like a Yeti like koozie type joint. Got it as a birthday gift.
And no, that's not what really is the indicator that you're getting old. It's the fact that you're as happy as you are about that gift that indicates that you're getting old.
Yeah, literally.
that's the indication.
It's the small things, bro. It's the small things.
Fair enough. Hey, Dylan, I don't know if you're still in here. I'm assuming you are. But if you would like to go ahead and start screen recording, just so we can kind of get this out on X for people that aren't able to join as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I have everybody that entered. Listen, it wasn't many people. So if you were able to enter and you did enter, your chances are very, very high. Not many people joined. Not many people entered, which that is A-okay with me. I didn't want it to be a huge thing. I wanted to give a very, very small portion of our community the opportunity to win. And that was the people that continue to rock with us day in and day out, every time we release and every time we drop. So I think we have 26, maybe 27 entries max. So your opportunity and your chances to win are very good. And I will say this as well, before I share my screen and spin the wheel and all of that stuff, this is what I will say. If the original winner, the person that wins right this second, is not able to make it to the game on Sunday, we will be selecting another winner off camera. So once I select this winner, I'm going to keep the name, the wheel of names up in my browser, in my history. And like I said, if that person, whoever wins, and their person of choosing that they decide, they're +1, they're not able to make the game on Sunday, we will select another winner. So don't be completely discouraged if you're on the live stream for the giveaway and you don't win. Just stand by. Just stand by. But yeah, Dylan, you can go ahead and start screen recording if you would like, so we can get this out on X and Instagram as soon as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Wake up.
I need Devontae Adams to do something like,
bro. It'll be all right. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Everybody just relax. BRB. No. Hopefully this works. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so like I said, like y'all can see, there's not many names here. Trust me when I tell you, it's not as many as it usually is. It may seem like a lot, but it's not. Everybody has been entered. I'm going to shuffle the names. Everybody's name stays on. Already customized this to be 45 seconds, I think, a 45-second spin. Yep. And I'm going to shuffle it a couple more times. And here we go. Again, if you are the winner for our giveaway, you will have club access this week.
They're going to have club access?
Yes, Lord.
I should have entered my name. I should have entered my name.
Put your name in there, twin.
Should have put my name in there. No cap.
Dylan said 45 seconds is insane. I don't think 45 seconds is really that.
I think it's going to be forever dope. Let's see if I'm right.
Nah, I think they clip. I think they're clip.
Shady?
Handsome? Nah, I ain't gonna make a puss. Shout out to Shady for winning our ticket giveaway. We're gonna contact Shady ASAP. Let them know that they have won the tickets. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm about to go search the IG too.
I know they tapped in with us though for sure, because they definitely entered. They definitely entered. Let me see. Yup. Oh, we not even pronouncing her name right. Her name
Sade.
Sade. Yeah. Sade. Shout out Sade. Sade, who you taking to the game with you, mama? Let me chill. Let me relax.
I was about to say.
Let me chill. Let me chill. I pulled up the IG and you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna chill. Let me see. I gotta open up the what you call out there. I think I gotta open up the comments back again. Oh no, here we go. Let me see who she says she taking with her. Now, if she didn't tell us who she taking with her, then what we supposed to do? Oh, she says she taking her man. Okay, cool. Shout out to you and your mans. All right, bet. So we're gonna make sure she get we're gonna make sure she gets notified. We're gonna remove her. I'm gonna keep the wheel and name open just in case she can't go.
And don't forget, whenever y'all getting club access, tag us.
Fact. Hey, facts. No cap. No
Record.
cap. And honestly, what's crazy is I'm gonna tell you what's really gonna make you sick, Terrence, is the fact that Shorty don't even follow us. So I don't even know how she found the giveaway. But she did what she was supposed to do. All I said was like the post, tag 3 friends, and let us know who you going with. I didn't say you needed to follow or nothing. I told you this was strictly an appreciation. So, you know, she interacted. So maybe we'll get a follow off of it. Maybe we'll get a follow after it. Who knows? I'm gonna. Why are you laughing? What do you want me to do?
we just got beat over the head like that. Okay, cool.
We're gonna get the follow out of it, twin, and we're gonna make sure we get tagged too. Don't worry. I got this. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're gonna go ahead and bring up our guest. Like I said, very excited to have this particular personality with us. Yo, what's popping? Shout out to Brendan Boylan. I just randomly hit you up, bro. Like just randomly,
very, very much so. It was good leading into week 1. Just checking through DMs on different things. Got to X, or what I joke and say is X Twitter.
Right.
X Twitter, and I saw a message, and I was like, "Yeah, man, we'll try to hop on." It didn't work out for the first week of the season, but here we are, in week 9 now.
Yeah, bro. That I know when I hit you up like a couple of days ago, that was one of the things that I said was like, it's absolutely insane that we're already in week 9.
It
like,
is.
That's nuts to me.
It is for the Saints though. It's like week 1 and week 2 are like a millennium ago. Like, that was a whole different team. So it feels like yesterday, but it also feels like a lifetime ago. It's kind of a weird spot covering the team because, at least in my time covering the team, I haven't quite seen anything like this. I've seen consistently bad, or I've seen consistently good, or consistently good offenses and consistently bad defenses some of those Breeze years, but like nothing like this where after a few weeks of football, it's like an unrecognizable team.
Yeah.
Brendan, I will let you know that JJ crowned y'all damn near the Super Bowl champions after like week 2.
Well, shoot, everybody thought like, like the crazy stat with that is that this Saints team became the 3rd team ever to score 91 or more points through their first 2 weeks of the season. And the other 2 teams to do so went on to win the Super Bowl. So you're not crazy for thinking that. And one of those teams was the 09 Saints with the Drew Brees-led offense. But we're sitting here and covering the team and thinking, what just happened? Like, Derek Carr went from a guy that was like an average NFL quarterback to looking like a reincarnation of Drew Brees. Yep. And we went from an offensive coordinator that had no business, after 20 years being the offensive coordinator in New Orleans, had no business even being there anymore, to Clint Kubiak. And Clint Kubiak made it look like we were a varsity football team beating up on JV in practice every week. It was insane.
Very true.
It's just funny because JJ, at the beginning of the season, he predicted y'all to be last in the division. And then, like, after he's seen game 1 and game 2, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is the best team in football."
Very quick flip.
And I
You
was
know
just
what's crazy though is the next 2 weeks for the Saints, if the ball bounces their way, and they obviously got to take care of business and win 2 weeks in a row, which they haven't proven to do since week 2. But if they win the 2 games and some other things go their way, they could find themselves a half game out of the division, which is wild.
That's crazy because y'all have not been playing the best.
No,
and the Falcons and Bucks, they both. I mean, you take a look at the Bucks just with their injuries. I guess you can say, but even then, they went toe to toe this past week.
Exactly. It's the NFC South's a weird division this year, and it has been for a couple years now. But especially this year, the fact that the Saints have played so bad, like I said, they're 2 back-to-back wins and a couple of results away from being a half game out, and continuing to get healthy. So it's weird. It's weird. There's a lot of things. You can blame injuries all you want, but this Saints team is a weird team.
Yeah, and I will say that I like you guys' chances this week. I mean, I'll go ahead and put that on the record. I'm sure the chat won't like that one too much, just because I'm assuming Rattler will be starting once
Derek
again.
Carr is expected.
He's back.
To start. He's expected to
magically.
Start. They're gonna see the rest of the week. He's been limited in practice all week, but they're anticipating that he's going to play. We'll see how healthy he is. With an oblique injury, obviously, it's more about being comfortable in that throwing motion. So we'll see how limited he is and how many shots down the field he takes, but he's expected to come back this week.
Well, listen, this is a great team and a great defense to come back against. With anything, you can be suspended, injured, whatever the case may be. If you want to get right game, you come back when you play the Carolina Panthers. That's the point that we are as a fan base right now. I'll just be completely honest. I'm not here to lie to you. But tell me a little bit about yourself, man. I know that you have the Bayou Blitz podcast going on. Former writer for Sports Illustrated. What else do you have going on, man? Just take us a little way down your journey, and we'll kind of dive into the preview a little bit.
All right, stroll down memory lane it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I got my start, professional start, if you will, when I was 18 years old, with the Big South Network, which has then since been bought out by ESPN Plus. But the Big South Network at that time, the Big South Conference was like Coastal Carolina. Liberty was still in the Big South, Campbell, Gardner-Webb, my alma mater. And I started doing sporting events for them as a play-by-play commentator. And I ended up doing that for 8 years. And somewhere along the way, I met a guy by the name of Derek Stevens. Actually, shout out to my mom. My mom met Derek Stevens, who was the founder of the Saints News Network. And Derek had me on his podcast one week, and we just had this instant chemistry where right after the podcast, he got on the phone. He said, "Hey, as crazy as this sounds, do you want to co-host the pod the rest of the year?" And I said, "Sure." Derek has since passed away, rest in peace, Derek. But the other co-founder, Kyle Mosley, and the Saints News Network, they brought me on. I had my own show with them. I finished graduating college, this, that, and the other. The Saints News Network signs a contract with Sports Illustrated to be the Saints coverage provider for Sports Illustrated online. Kyle calls me and is like, "Hey, we'd love to have you on." I end up writing for Sports Illustrated for 4 or 5 years. I did over 1,000 pieces of content between writing and video for them. And now I'm on the Bayou Blitz podcast, which was founded on the Saints News Network. And though I'm not writing for Saints News, I'm still associated in some capacity with the pod. And just to put a cherry on top of all that, somewhere down the line, I got involved in a filmmaking process about Gardner-Webb basketball and their trip to the NCAA tournament. And for you basketball nerds in the Carolinas who love NCAA basketball in the tournament, the year after Virginia lost to St. Bonaventure in the first round, the very next year, they're the number 1 seed, and they're playing 16 seed Gardner-Webb, and Gardner-Webb was leading at halftime. Yeah. And for a lot of people, it was like, it's happening again. Now, Gardner-Webb ended up dropping that game, but this is going on during COVID. We end up getting the head coach of Gardner-Webb, Tim Kraft, his assistant coach, Jeremy Luther, and 14 of the 15 guys on that active roster to do Zoom calls throughout a process. And we made a feature-length movie documenting that process. And obviously with me having worked with ESPN Plus, commentating the games all year, we had all of this access to footage. Long story short, we end up winning five different awards for that film. So somewhere along the line, I have done play-by-play commentary for the ESPN family of networks. I've written for Sports Illustrated, and I'm an award-winning filmmaker. And all of that was by, I don't want to say complete accident, but that wasn't intentional, you know? So sit here at like 28 years old and have absolutely lived my dream in some aspects. I'm super fortunate. I'm super blessed. I don't do all that stuff every day now anymore. I have a big boy job and whatnot, but I still do get to toy around and do stuff like this. I will be on ESPN Plus tomorrow as well. So I'm super fortunate to be in the position I am in and have been in. And I'm super fortunate to cover the football team professionally that I rooted for growing up. Like, it's an absolute dream come true.
Yeah, that's crazy. All that by 28, bro. You're gonna have to send me an autograph. I'll DM you my address.
All right, bet.
For sure. But no, look, we definitely appreciate you joining. I know you're pressed for time, so if you have to leave or whatever the case may be, just let me know. And,
I got you guys for like 10 minutes, man. We're good.
Okay. All right, perfect. Well, let's just dive into it for sure. Terrence, and if you have any questions or whatever the case may be, then definitely feel free to chime in wherever you see fit. But I mean, we kind of started off talking about the Saints and how this season has gone so far, with you guys literally being at the top of the mountain. You have guys like myself kind of deeming you guys actual Super Bowl contenders to start the season off. Like you said, completely revamped offense. We bring in a new offensive coordinator. What is it, year 3-4 for Derek Carr? A guy that a lot of people have, quite frankly, written off. I know you guys go get Rattler. A lot of the rumblings within the fan base about him having an opportunity. Dennis Allen being kind of on the hot seat as well. So just kind of give us your overview, so to speak, on the Saints, and what your prediction is for the remainder of the year, and just an all-encompassing view from your standpoint.
Yeah, so Derek going into his second year with the Saints was intriguing. Obviously, Dennis Allen drafted Derek Carr way back when, during the Oakland Raider days. So there's obviously a connection there. But to get Derek in an offense that Clint Kubiak runs, and you look at the success that not just Clint Kubiak has had as an offensive coordinator, you can go down the family tree, and Gary Kubiak and Mike Shanahan, and the relationship that those guys had and the quarterbacks that they've turned out. Super excited, right? You look at what Christian McCaffrey did for the Niners last year, and you're thinking, man, Alvin Kamara could play a similar role. Super excited, this, that, and the other. So to see those first 2 weeks, it was like, wow, this is an absolute pipe dream come true. Nobody saw any of that coming. Now then, they drop a couple games they probably shouldn't, to the Eagles and the Falcons. One possession losses, things that you don't think much about. You're just like, dang, you should have came away with those. But every season, every team, every year has a game or two that gets, taken away like that. And in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, you might as well get these things worked out now, opposed to late in the season. And then the injury bug happened, which nobody got hit harder than the Saints with the injury bug. And I'm not just saying that. Like, statistically speaking, there was a point during the season where 32% of the Saints roster was either on the injury report or on IR. A third of the roster. It's unheard of. It was unreal. And to key positions too, right? Like quarterback, half the offensive line, 2 receivers down. Kamara broke his hand, and none of us really knew that until 2 weeks ago, that he's been playing through a broken hand injury. So there's a lot of things that happen. All-encompassing opinion when it comes to New Orleans, and I said this on my podcast last night, was that the Saints are kind of at a crossroads, and they have been for a long time. And the comparison that I used is championship window is a term that gets thrown out all the time. And the Saints had a true championship window starting in 2017, and it started really closing in 2020, 2021 when Breeze retired. That stretch of Saints football, the Minneapolis Miracle, the Nolan no call, like the Saints probably should have got one somewhere in there, right? Well, the problem has been that the Saints, for whatever delusional reason, have done everything in their power to keep that window open, even though the window is like this big at this point. Right? They have done the cap restructures. They have brought guys back. They have overpaid for players. And all of that has resulted in the last 2 years, the Saints have been one game out of the playoffs. And you can point back to a particular point in the season. Last year, they lost against Green Bay in week 3 when they were up 17-0 at halftime. If the Saints win that game, they make the playoffs, right? And you can do that consistently. And they're at a point now where it's time to pay the credit card bill. And they're at this delusional part, like a lot of people are at Christmas time, right? It's like, do I pay the credit card bill or do I just run it up because it's Christmas? And the Saints are continuing to run it up. And it goes to a point where you're like, at what point do you look at this roster and try to get anything you can for valuable players? I'm talking Marshawn Lattimore, Cameron Jordan. I'm talking to Mario Davis. Now, a lot of that would be breaking up players that like this city loves and adores. But at some point, you got to break it up. And if Dennis Allen has another losing season, which at this point it looks like it's going to happen, at what point do you take, 2 losing seasons in 1 year where I think the Saints were just over 500 and not look to move on? The Saints are at a crossroads and they don't know what they want to do. Actually, they do know what they want to do, and it's idiotic and it's stupid. But the fan base and the analysts are going, well, hold on, wait a minute, guys. Like, you could find yourself in a lot more trouble down the road than right now if we continue to try to play this out the way it's going. It's like your check engine light comes on your car, and you go, oh, I'll take care of it later. And then before you know it, you've blown out the engine.
You riding. Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of where the Saints are. And I think this season really encompasses the fact that change is needed. I'm not talking about particular coaches. I'm talking about like complete overhaul of everything. Because the Saints have lost that DNA and that identity. Similar to the Panthers over the years. I'm not taking a shot at you guys or your fan base or your anything, but you had that like Cam Newton, those years type of like DNA and identity.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just disappeared. And the Saints had a blessing to have that Drew Brees, Sean Payton identity for so long. And now it's gone. And at some point, you got to just admit that it's gone and move forward. And that's where the Saints are right now.
Yeah. Quick question for you. So are you deeming this like a rebuild or kind of like fire sale type thing? And if that is the case, what do you do with a young receiver like Chris Olave? And then also, y'all just brought in Derek Carr. So like, what's your viewpoint of Derek Carr? Do you actually think y'all can win with Derek Carr? Because he didn't look bad. Like, he looked like an MVP candidate the first 2 games of the season. So, what's kind of your take on that?
Yeah, so I wouldn't call it a fire sale. I think that ultimately, while myself, other analyst fans may say like, well, this should be a fire sale, the Saints have not shown their hand to any of that, to anybody. It looks like the Saints are going to stay put, and that there may not even be a single move made coming to the trade deadline. Derek Carr. What's interesting about Carr and the Saints and contracts, and if you guys haven't learned this by now, the Saints front office they don't like, the salary cap does not exist in New Orleans. They play jump rope with it. They toss it in the backyard and it just ceases to exist. So Derek Carr's contract is really easy to get out of after this year. Now it's going to be a real conversation. And as I've said, and as my co-host Bob Rose has said, who, covers the team and has for a long time. And if you guys don't follow Bob. He does a lot of great work. But as long as Dennis Allen's the head coach, Derek Carr is his guy. Like, they're going down together. If the ship goes down, they're going down together. Because again, Dennis drafted Derek back in Oakland and then brought him over. That's his guy. So Dennis and Derek are going to go down together. So if Dennis gets a 4th year, Derek's going to be the quarterback. But the Saints have 2 young quarterbacks on the roster that, are intriguing for different reasons. Jake Haener, from Fresno State, has the connection with Derek Carr for that. And then, of course, you've brought up Spencer Rattler, who was not ready to make those NFL starts, but had some flashes of what he can do and what made him exciting, not just at South Carolina, but Oklahoma. I think the Saints believe they can win with Derek Carr. I think they can win with Derek Carr if the right pieces are around him. Obviously, health has been a big factor, but they didn't do him any favors. Like, they didn't go out in free agency and get him a receiver outside of Chris Olave. Now, Shaheed, stepped up and became this big play guy, but then after that, there's nothing. And as much as I love Alvin Kamara, and he just signed a 2-year extension, like, Kamara's hit closer to 30. And at what point is Kamara going to slow down as well? So there's a lot of factors into that. And that's why I say the Saints are really at a crossroads. They got to figure out what they want to do.
For sure. Well, look, I know you don't have much time left with us. We definitely appreciate the insight there. Before you leave, give me a Saints record prediction and give me a score prediction for Sunday against the Carolina Panthers.
Record prediction's a lot more difficult. I'll start with the score prediction. Look, I think the one thing that Carolina did not get the opportunity to do in week 1 that really should scare Saints fans is run the football, right? Because the Panthers were behind in that game so dang quick. It was like 21-0 before people got their popcorn out of the microwave, right? Now, I really like Chuba Hubbard. I have for a long time. I think he's a good back. Now, you guys might not think he's like a superstar back or a guy that could break 100 yards, but this Saints rush defense is atrocious. And if you don't believe me, go look up the stats on, I'm not talking about the Saquon Barkley game week 3. I'm talking about no-named running backs or average running backs making themselves look like future Hall of Famers against the Saints defense. The Saints defense has been terrible against the run. I think that the Panthers, if they can keep it close and establish the run, you go back to week 1, and I think Chuba led the team in carries with like 10. I'm talking if Chuba can get like closer to 20 carries and run the ball consistently and wear down that Saints defense, that could be a real problem for New Orleans. I think that though Derek Carr may come back and some of the offensive line has come back and some weapons have come back, the Saints are still missing Eric McCoy, the starting center. And they've been down at points this season to like a 5th string center, which is unbelievable. It's unreal, especially for those of you who go, oh, it's just a center. Like, I know I don't look it, but I played center at one point. Really hard to believe. I know. You are the quarterback of that offensive line. You're making checks, you're making calls, and sometimes you're telling the offensive line to do things before the quarterback tells you to tell the line to do things. You are so much in charge of the flow and the pace of that offense. So not having a guy like Eric McCoy, who's a borderline Pro Bowler, has really hurt the Saints. With all of that said, I don't know what kind of Derek Carr and what kind of Saints offense you're going to get. And if Carr is limited at all with that oblique and cannot push the ball downfield, the Panthers don't have a bad front 7. There's like things about this Carolina defense that I like. Now, obviously some injuries have played, bad for the Panthers as well. But I don't see this being a Saints team that is able to rack up the type of points that they did back in week 1. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. It's going to be one of those ugly, low-scoring, classic Saints-Panthers matchups. But I do like the Saints to get back on track. And I really feel bad for Bryce Young, and I'll just leave it at that. I know you guys don't feel bad for Bryce Young.
I don't feel bad for that guy, bro.
I feel bad for
him. Ain't no point in feeling bad for him.
But ultimately, I'm going to take the Saints in this one like 24-21. It's going to be one of those like close, ugly, grinded out type of games. And I actually like the Panthers' chances in potentially pulling one out. When it comes to the Saints season, I think a lot's going to be said this week and next week. And a lot's going to ride on the shoulders of, one, can this defense, stop a brisk wind blowing, because they haven't even been able to stop that lately. Like a brisk wind has blown them over. It's also going to fall a lot on, this offense and what Derek Carr brings. Derek Carr was kind of asked, like, could he be a savior of the Saints season? Some people took the quote out of context. He was talking religiously and said there's only one savior, and I'm not the savior. So say what you will about that. But if Derek Carr cannot be a guy that changes the trajectory of the offense week in and week out, the Saints don't have a shot at doing much of anything. Like, they're 2-6 right now. I think at absolute best, the Saints win 6 games at this point. And as a whole, so 4 more games, I think at the absolute best. The schedule is in their favor in terms of like strength of schedule based off last year, but there's a lot of problems with this team. It's not like you get Derek Carr back and you're rolling. There's a lot of problems with this team. Not a lot of people are talking about the injuries to Paulson and Debo. And, Marshawn Lattimore nursing a hamstring too. I mean, you could be down your top 2 corners as well and having to start a rookie in Kool-Aid and McKinstry, which maybe not against Bryce Young, but against other quarterbacks could certainly, pose a problem for New Orleans.
For sure. Well, look, man, I definitely appreciate you joining us tonight. We'll definitely have to do it again. Maybe we can do some. We'll do some off-season work, and I know
Absolutely.
that you're out. Actually, ironically enough, out in Charlotte, so I frequent that location just based on the fact that I have season tickets. So maybe before a game or after a game, we'll grab a bite to eat and talk content and Panthers and Saints.
Absolutely. And like I told you guys, proud Hornets season ticket holder. You guys ever need tickets or something, hit me up. And how about those Hornets, man? 2-2 to start the year. But LaMelo Ball is back to all-star form. So I'm happy there. We can all be happy mutually about the Hornets and the way that they're playing because it's actually a watchable product, unlike our football teams. So
if he can stay healthy, the Hornets would be solid. Him and Brandon Miller. I like that duo.
Oh, for sure. Years to come, hopefully.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a great night. Of course.
You as well.
Thank you. Yeah. Shout out to Brendan for joining us, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Very insightful guy. To do all of that shit at 28 is insane, bro. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know how young he was, but that shit is crazy. Oh, yeah, you frozen. You were frozen for a second, twin.
Yeah, I mean, I know, bro. I don't know why I kept freezing. Like y'all kept freezing, and my shit was like refreshing. Like,
told you, bro, that Wi-Fi. I be telling you when we record, then y'all slander and slaughter me like it's my fault.
My Wi-Fi has never been a problem. I have so many devices hooked up to it. Like, everything's always been good. Every time you get here, you say something crazy. Like, it's your shit,
so it's my fault. So I spoke the shit into existence.
Pretty much. I don't know why my camera is so bad today.
I don't know. It was good the other day. Maybe it's just because of the background and your lighting.
Yeah, it probably is, right. But I wanted to say Bryce has a chance to rewrite his wrongs this game.
You think so?
I mean,
yeah. Well,
like dog shit first game of the season.
I'm gonna come right back to you. I'm just gonna let the viewers know why you say that is because it was announced on yesterday, that Bryce Young would be the starter heading into Week 9 against the New Orleans Saints. And of course, that itself is a storyline. So take it away. I just wanted to kind of give some context there before we dove into it.
Yeah. So obviously Bryce is going to be the starter. I know Andy kind of alluded to. He was like, I'm relatively healthy, but there's nothing wrong with an extra week of rest. So it seems like he's thinking he's going to be back next week, possibly could have played this week. But either way, Bryce is starting. But yeah, he looked complete. He looked like complete dog shit the first game. And I mean, that's what Brendan was alluding to. Like, we got down so quick because it's just like interception after interception. And, so I think that this is a chance for him to rewrite his wrongs. And then also I think that the running game has gotten a lot better since the week 1 of the season. And, that's kind of something that a lot of y'all fans like jumped on Dave Canales about. Like, this was one of the games that y'all were like, oh, he said we were going to be a running team. Like, he said we're going to stick to the run game. And it was like, well, he didn't really have an opportunity to do that because Bryce threw 2-3 picks like right off the bat. So it was kind of hard to stick to that. But I think that the running game has been established. And yeah, I think that hopefully this is a big game for Bryce. Brendan is saying that their defense is banged up. Like their defense is not that good. I mean, I couldn't tell week 1, so I don't really know. But I mean, hopefully he has something to prove this game. But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And
he always disappoints me. So
you say he always disappoints you?
Pretty much.
It's not just you. It's not just you. I think it's the entire fan base. I'm gonna go through some comments just very, very quickly, and then we'll jump back into that conversation. Antonio, shout out to you. Appreciate the support as always, man. CMB said Winston putting 40 on the Saints. Who is Winston? I don't know who Winston is. Who is Winston? Do we have a Winston? We don't have a Winston. They must play Cleveland, I guess, at some point. Rock, shout out to you, was popping. Rollmaster was popping. Let me see. See you at the draft. Rock says, "See you at the draft." These damn glasses. QP was popping. Hopefully, we see Jonathan Brooks this week too. I mean, I'm under the belief that we should probably just wait and not risk anything at all as it pertains to Jonathan Brooks at all. So if he's not ready 110,000%, don't let him play this week.
Well, him and DJ Wanham practice. They've been full participants damn near all week in practice this week. So I think that it is a very strong possibility that we see both of them this week.
Are you excited about that at all?
Well, DJ Wanham, I need to see.
Yeah, me too. And I've been seeing a lot of comments and things of that nature about him. Like, I don't know what everybody is so hyped up about. So maybe you can kind of give me some insight on that. I mean, I don't know. Wow. With this whole injury and process is kind of like turned me off to him completely. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know what kind of insight to give you. I don't know much about DJ Wanham. We have one of the same mutual friends. That's pretty much everything that I have in common with.
Can we get DJ Wanham on the podcast? Do you think that we can make that happen?
We probably could, honestly, but if
and I'm not gonna lie to you, I will own up to everything that I said.
If they happen to go back in history, that probably won't be.
It's okay. They don't have to go back in history. I'll tell them as soon as we join. Hey, I don't know who you finessed to get out of Minnesota and to get a new deal from us, but I'm gonna commend you because it's very commendable, and we'll start like that.
Because me and bro, I told you, me and bro was having a conversation about him, and he was like, DJ coming back, and I was like, respectfully, I don't want to get into the conversation with about DJ because that's his boy. Like they played at state together. So yeah, I mean, but I mean potentially we'll see. But yeah, I am excited to see DJ Wanham just because I feel like to this point, and Dylan disagrees with this. I don't know why. Just another bonehead decision that the front office made. Just dumb as fuck in my opinion. By getting DJ Wanham and his shit being torn off the bone for fucking 9 weeks. I mean, yeah, I don't know. So I'm excited to see him play. Maybe see a little bit of Jonathan Brooks, but I don't need to see too much. I don't need to see too much.
Because honestly, with this training staff and just with our luck, he liable to re-fuck it up and it be torn again. So yeah, I'm about with you on that front. I'm not gonna hold you. We desperately need your Wi-Fi to be fixed. Oh, okay. Now he's sipping. Okay. my bad.
It's not messing up on my end.
Oh, you were frozen for a second there. Mr. Boombastic said, I'm not watching this game. Bryce is the worst quarterback I ever seen in a Panthers uniform. Mofos wanting to see him play is a catastrophe.
He's worse than Jimmy Clausen?
Would you like me to answer that, or would you want him to answer
I'm just asking in general.
I'm gonna let him answer it. You don't want me to answer it because I agree with him. So I mean, transparently, you don't really want me to answer. Rock said, "Oh yeah, you talking college? We can get to that a little bit later." A lot of talk about Dave Canales this week too, bro. A lot of talk about Dave Canales. It seems like Panthers fans are growing a little bit restless with Dave Canales and kind of the wishy-washy approach of we'll see who's starting at quarterback this week on this particular day. Obviously, the inconsistency with the rushing attack, which he stated We would be, that's what we were going to rely on, this and that, this and that. I just want to say, for the record, me personally, just relax. Everybody give him time. I mean, it's kind of like when I told you guys about the victory lap as it pertains to Bryce Young. It is in everybody's best interest for Bryce Young to be quarterback one and to have the ability to lead this franchise. And I will say the same thing about Dave Canales. It is in everybody's best interest as it pertains to the Carolina Panthers, their fan base and the players and the front office, etc., that Dave Canales is the guy. Everybody just relax and give him time. I personally just don't know where this restlessness is coming from. But I do believe that we have a good coach in Dave Canales. Everybody just needs to chill. Care to comment at all?
I still don't understand the slander for Dave Canales, honestly. I mean, I said it on the pod. Like, if y'all hate the way Dave Canales talks, if y'all are hating on Dave Canales, just go back and watch a Frank Wright and Matt Rule press conference. I mean, that shit is god awful. I think Dave Canales is what the Carolina Panthers need right now. I think that he's handicapped because the team is just injury riddled, and then also the talent isn't there. So it's like he's doing what he can with what he has, honestly.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason why I'm confused, just because, I mean, we've been saying it for the past, well, I'll say me, and you kind of joined the train a little bit as well. It's just like, bro, we've talked about the talent or the lack thereof on his roster. So I personally don't understand what people want him to do when you have, you're going up against teams like the number 3 defense overall in the Denver Broncos. You're going up against a division leader in the Atlanta Falcons and losing that game. Though it was a close game, you still lost it, but you're still in the game. Same thing with the Cincinnati Bengals and a couple of other games. Now, don't get me wrong, the Chicago game was absolutely terrible. The Commanders game was absolutely terrible. And the New Orleans Saints game week 1 was absolutely terrible. But, I mean, transparently, I have to give a little bit of respect to this coaching staff as a whole, because if you look at the injuries and you look at the talent, there's nothing there. There's just simply nothing there. I mean, so I don't know what people want Dave Canales or this coaching staff to do. I know a lot of people are fed up with Giro Evero as well. Another guy, in my opinion, that has had to deal with a very, very tough hand that he's been dealt. Starting safety gone, Jordan Fuller, Shaq Thompson and Josie Jewell both gone. Jadeveon Clowney not giving you the production that you believe he would be able to give. Derek Brown out for the year. Not having an edge rusher that you thought you would have in DJ Wanham at the beginning of the season or over the summer when the transaction was made. So, when teams don't do well, the first kind of knee-jerk reaction is to jump and run, and point fingers at the coaches. But for me personally, I'm just not under that belief. I don't think that this is one of those situations. I think when you look at Frank Reich, when you look at the Carolina Panthers under Frank Reich, that is when you blame the coaches, when you're seeing a lack of effort. Now, I commended Dave Canales a couple weeks ago for still having the buy-in of the locker room, and obviously commending the players as well for seeming as though they were still giving effort. And then we had that matchup against the Commanders where we got guys getting their ass busted and they joking on the sideline like something is cute. But for the overwhelming majority of the games, I would say 7 out of the 8 games, I've seen this team continue to fight. And I had to look at the head coaching position to kind of attribute that to. Because I think that if you had a lesser coach, like we saw with Frank Reich, you would see guys quitting a lot earlier than we've seen in these games. Because, like I said, the overwhelming majority, I don't believe this team has quit at all. I think this team is still fighting. I obviously, like I mentioned, I think the talent is not there. I believe the injuries have absolutely abused us, and that's kind of why we're in the situation that we're currently in. I don't put that on Dave Canales. I simply don't. Same thing with Matt Rule. If you go back and look at Matt Rule and kind of the situation with that first year, cool, whatever the case may be, but during year 2 and after year 2, you could see this team begin to give up on Matt Rule and kind of what he was selling. And I don't believe that has occurred with this Carolina Panthers team. I don't. I really, really don't. So everybody just relax. Everybody just chill. I know that we're looking for an instant fix right now, but transparently, there is no instant fix. There is no instant fix. There are no instant fixes at all. So everybody just sit back and enjoy the ride because we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to Mr. Boombastic because he's going fed. Bro, no, I mean, literally, I just asked a simple question. Was he better than Jimmy Clausen? I mean, I wasn't trying to debate it or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, and I don't think anybody on this pod is still believing in Bryce Young. If you go back and look at the last episode, it was more so of like, you don't have anything to lose by playing Bryce Young still because you're 1-7. Like, there's no uptrend with this fucking team at this point. It's like you're not fighting for a playoff spot. You're fighting for the number 1 overall pick, basically. And so it's like it's not like it's not anybody champion for Bryce Young, but it's like you moved heaven and earth to get him. So shit, you might as well see.
You might well roll him out.
Yeah,
and if he die, he just die.
Exactly. Like I don't know where this notion came from that we still have faith in Bryce Young or we crown him the fucking helm of the franchise. Like that's not the case with this podcast. It's just like, I mean, nigga, that's all you got, right? Like, I mean,
yeah. And on top of that, like the fact that he's saying Icky improved to Pro Bowl status. I don't know what Icky film you've been watching. Yeah, I don't know if it's because that he hasn't given up nearly as many sacks and or penalties as he did last year. But Ikem Ekwonu is far, far away from being a Pro Bowl left tackle. Let me just clear the air on that as well. That's I respect your opinion. I really, really do. But from an objective standpoint, he is not a Pro Bowl left tackle. So let's not do that. I understand the frustration, but let's not do that. Rock, I see you said no excuses, no mercy. Hey, man, unfortunately, they scorned me, and I have so much PTSD that I've almost started to accept it. I was watching the game with my pops last week, actually, the Broncos game, and I was actually prepared to turn the game off, I want to say, after the first quarter. But we played so well that I didn't do that, and I continued to watch probably until about midway through the third, and that's when I was completely off of it. I went to start watching Seattle and Buffalo, and there was another really, really good matchup at that 4:30 window as well. I can't remember. There was one more that ended up being a dogfight, but yeah, I mean, everybody just chill, bro. Everybody just relax, man. There's really no reason to get up in arms and uptight because, listen, unfortunately, we're just going to continue to see the same exact thing over and over. Now, like I've said on multiple occasions, it is in everybody's best interest, Mr. Boombastic, you included. It is in all of our best interest that Bryce Young is successful. So I understand the frustration and the hatred and everything in between because I've been there. Trust me when I tell you I've been there. But at this point, you have no other choice but to roll them out, bro. I don't know why it would even be a consideration to put Andy Dalton back on the field. I really, really don't, because it's a wrap, bro. It's over with. You're sitting at 1-7. You just went through probably the easiest part of your schedule. Not even probably. You just went through the easiest 8 games of your schedule, and now things just get tougher. I mean, when we looked at the schedule preseason, I believe most of us had Denver as a win. I believe a lot of us had the Commanders as a win before the season started. A lot of us said we would at least win one of the first 2 games against the Saints. And who do we play week 2? I'm going blank. Who do we play week 2? Play the Saints week 1. The Chargers. The Chargers. I believe we thought we were going to get one against the Chargers, or excuse me, one against the Saints. Obviously, we get the one against the Raiders. But listen, all of that being said, this team will maybe win one more game, max, maybe. And just if it's a Angels in the outfield type scenario, they'll win 2. But I mean, it's wrapped up. It's wrapped up. So I think at this point, like Terrence said, and I'm just going to reemphasize the point of the conversation that we had this past week on FPFO, there's no really other option but to continue to roll Bryce Young out there every single week. I mean, it's really just that simple. Dylan said he thought it would be 4-4 by now. To be honest, me too. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. I thought 4-4 was very plausible. I thought 5-3 was very plausible at the beginning of the season. I really did. But obviously that is not that is not where the Carolina Panthers currently are. And I don't believe that they have the ability, just from a talent standpoint, to do any more than win one, maybe 2 games. And one of those games that you could potentially win comes this week against the New Orleans Saints. That's how I feel about it. If we don't win this week, then I don't see. I mean, I'll pull the schedule up just very, very quickly.
I don't see any way that we win this week.
Yeah, I mean, especially with Derek Carr coming back, because I think that you get. I'm not gonna hold you. I think you get blitzed by the Giants in Germany next week. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it gets really messy. I think it gets messy. Tyrone Tracy is a demon. He's one of them ones.
Yeah.
That secondary is gonna have their hands full with Malik and Slayton, and Wandale. Yeah, and that defense ain't no joke.
I don't know about blitz, but I think that's a game that you lose for sure. But I think that's a game that we originally deemed either a lot closer, or I think we had us winning that game.
Probably. I had us winning. Yeah, I had us winning against the Giants, but I don't think so, bro. There was a crazy stat that came out on the Giants this week or today about like how many sacks they have, and it's insane. I wish I would have saved it, screenshotted it. I should have, just so we could have talked about it. But just know, bro, like damn near like 13 or 14% of pass plays, they're recording a sack.
And Brian Burns just happened to not be a part of those.
For whatever it's worth. Money well saved.
I don't know why. I don't know. That's just my,
Money well saved on that front. I know that it was kind of a shot at me, but it's okay. I receive it. It's no problem. I can handle it. Also, I would love for you to set a line for Tyrone Tracy that game. Because you say you don't know about getting blitzed. And to be honest, this run defense hasn't shown me shit. And Tyrone Tracy has shown me a lot against a multitude of talents. So, yeah.
I mean, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Fair enough. What else? Deontay Johnson. I mean, I'm sure you saw my live at some point or another.
I didn't.
Okay, so maybe I'll just save it for
When did you go live?
As soon as the news broke, probably like an hour or two after. Not even 2 hours. I think maybe like an hour, maybe an hour and a half after the news broke that we traded him.
This was yesterday, day before?
Yeah. This is actually when I got back from where you are, actually. I think this was Monday. When did we trade him? I think
we traded him during the day.
Yeah, we traded him on. Oh, okay, cool. So it must have been Tuesday then. It must have been Tuesday.
Bro, I was at work more than
I know, Dylan. He does, bro. And he doesn't support me. He doesn't support me when it's just me, bro. It has to be FPFO for him to watch.
No, I was at work, but I was also hot about that pick swap too. Because that shit had me.
Can I ask you a question? I don't even need to hear you say anything until you answer my question.
What?
Was I right? Yes or no?
About what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nothing. I told you that this was going to happen. That's all I'll say. In July and August, I told you that this day was going to come.
Bro, your front office just got fleeced again.
In July and August, I told you that this day was going to come. And that's why I said you pay him money now. There's no point in waiting.
Yeah, and I just didn't think he was worth the money that he would have been asking for. Reason being that Baltimore only felt the need to give up a fucking 6th round to get the motherfucker.
No, the Carolina Panthers only felt pressed to accept that. That's on the front.
I mean, because he ain't worth the fuck.
Yeah, that's just not true.
Yeah, I think that's
just not true.
And then I think what you will see again, I think you will see Baltimore not even sign him at the end of the season. Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, but that to me makes more sense than the Carolina Panthers not signing him. They have Zay, they got Bateman, they got Aguilar. I mean, he's going into a very crowded room.
Yeah, let's not act like Nelson Aguilar is just like this stud receiver. I mean, the Philly fans damn near wanted his head hung on the stake when he left there.
Yeah, but so what?
He's still a part of it. Mediocre. Like I said, I just don't think he was worth the money that he would have been asking for.
Well, we don't know what he would have been asking for, and that was my whole point.
Well,
At least
you have
start
made
the
the statement at
conversation.
one point they give him a blank check. So I mean,
when did I? Bro, you said you just come on your platform and lie.
No, bro, you did. You said that. Oh, I forgot when you
when
said.
When did I ever say that?
Something about rolling out the red carpet. Wherever that episode is, pull it up, bro. Do you not remember you saying something about rolling out the red carpet into the front office? Yeah, you remember that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I never say give him a blank check.
Oh, he dropped touchdown balls. Yeah, we know. He should have at least about 3 or 4 other touchdowns that he dropped.
Lucas said he gives up on routes, he doesn't block. Oh, and he drops touchdown balls. Okay. No, Dylan, I never said that, bro. I never said that. I wish y'all would stop lying on my name.
Everybody else remember this.
I wish y'all would stop lying on my name. I never said that. Y'all completely misconstrued what I was saying when I brought up Jettas, and then y'all formed the narrative that I was saying that Deontay Johnson deserves Jetta's money, which I never in my life said.
Hey, our bet,
and then y'all ran with that.
Our bet still stands true. I don't give a fuck where he goes, where he ends up.
No, it doesn't, bro. It's off. Like our bet is off.
How is that off, bro? He's on a new team. Like that is not off.
He's on a new team where he's no longer wide receiver 1. So like the bet has to be off, bro.
No, because we didn't put any kind of thing in the contract or in the bet saying that the shit was gonna be all based off.
How about we let the viewers decide?
Okay. Tell them what the bet was.
The bet was this. Deontay Johnson would have 1,000 yards receiving. That was one individual bet. And then another bet was that Deontay Johnson would have 8 touchdowns. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, cool. So if y'all believe that him going from wide receiver 1 in Carolina to wide receiver 3 or 4 in Baltimore.
2. He's better than Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar.
It's about the system. It's about the system.
And he's going to a better quarterback.
Well, if y'all think that bet should still be on, then y'all let us know in the comments.
Dylan thinks so.
Yeah, but Dylan also, Dylan, any opportunity Dylan has to like see JJ lose money via bet, he's gonna take it. And I don't know why. It's weird as fuck, but that's just how he is. So I assume that he would say that. Same way how he tried to force me into what was that other bet? It was another bet that me and him made that he tried to force me into, and I was like, nigga, I'm not upholding that, unfortunately. When you try to put your nose in my business.
Oh, yeah. I forgot what it was. But he had a valid.
When you try to put your nose in my business. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, that one too. That's why I say he just tries to fuck me when it comes to bets. And I'm just simply not going. I'm just simply not going out like that.
Pay what you owe.
I'm just simply not going out like, oh yeah, TMJ, bro. TMJ 4,000 yards. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm just not upholding that. Like I already told him, I'm just not upholding that. There's just simply no way it's happening. Let's go through this injury report real quick and we'll give our predictions and get out of here. I didn't know we had been going for as long as we were or have been. Hey, and I hope that y'all are still watching. If y'all entered the giveaway, I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know now. If I don't hear nothing from Sade very, very soon, she's just going to be clipped. And then, unfortunately, we're going to be deemed the bad guys, but I'm just not going. I'm just not going. So I've shot her a comment and a follow. I have yet to receive any notification that she has responded in any way. So be on standby. If you entered the giveaway, and you're still on the live, just be on standby. That's all I'm gonna say. If we don't hear anything back from her by about 3 or 4 in the evening tomorrow, then we're gonna spin the wheel again, and we'll select a new winner. Especially, I mean, and she don't even know that we put her nigga in the club. But let me chill. Let me chill. That's bad, bro. That's bad terms.
What?
I feel like that's not that crazy, bro. That's not that crazy. Let's go look at this injury report real quick. Let's see how extensive it is this week. I mean, the way Brendan was talking, he act like the Saints are the most hurt team in the damn world. And you know how we've been talking about the Panthers list looking way longer than everybody else's every single week. But I'm not gonna lie, he damn near got a point because theirs is not that far from ours.
That's the same shit I said, Dylan.
What he say?
We handing out club sheets to people who couldn't even click subscribe. Apparently, I mean, she ain't even gave us a follow.
That's not my fault. She entered. She did what she was supposed to do, and she entered. I didn't say that they had to follow. I told y'all this was just an appreciation giveaway. Let's look at the Saints first. Lattimore, hamstring, DNP. We're expecting him to be out. Good. Maybe that'll help Bryce out a little bit. Tyron, DNP on Wednesday. Then he was a full. Who else? Who else is of significance? Kamara with his hand, as well as ribs, limited participant. I expect him to play. I don't think there's anything to worry about here. Kool-Aid on the injury report. DNP, he was limited on Tuesday. DNP yesterday, or is that a DNP today, actually? That's a DNP today, right? Yeah. DNP today. So that's definitely going to be one. And then who was the center that he mentioned? Let's see. I don't have him on the list, so I don't know if he's on IR or what. And then a couple of injuries here.
McCoy.
Yeah,
I don't see him on there.
And Derek Carr. Obviously, this is the name to be highlighted. Obviously, Derek Carr with that oblique injury, 2 limited participations to start the week off. So if he logs a limited or a full tomorrow, I predict he will be a go and he'll be the Saints starting quarterback on Sunday. For the Carolina Panthers, Jadeveon Clowney, I guess he needs a rest day. For the life of me, I don't know what he needs a rest day for. Because, he hasn't really shown me shit this year. But I digress. Good to see Adam Thielen working back after coming off of the IR. Jonathan Brooks, another guy that, obviously a second round pick this year for the Carolina Panthers. A lot of people have been waiting to see what Jonathan Brooks has to add to this offense. So this is phenomenal to see 2 full participations from him. Maybe we will get our first Jonathan Brooks sighting this week. And that'll be something to watch the game for alone. DJ Wanham, also a guy, 2 full participations. We know the story about him and just kind of the setbacks that he suffered from with that quads injury. So that's good news. Ikem Ekwonu, that's who I want to jump to. Here he goes. 2 DNPs. If you guys were watching the game on Sunday and you watched it in totality, I believe Icky got hurt in the 4th quarter, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe late in the 3rd. But he left the field limping. It was deemed that he had an ankle injury. He has not practiced at all this week. So that's going to be something that we got to keep our eye on because I don't know who will be starting. I'm assuming it will probably be Brady, maybe, but we're going to see. Jamie Robinson, another guy like Jamie Robinson has been on the injury report literally every week.
I mean, he's sorry as fuck to me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he is, but still, like, I just don't understand what's going on there. Jordan Fuller listed 2 full participations to start this week off, so he should be back. I think if I'm not mistaken, he had a couple of game reps last week. Maybe I'm tripping though. I mean, just with the performance, it won't shit to write home about. XL limited, but I don't think that there's anything wrong with him. I know he's dealing with the toe injury, but he's one of those guys that he gets hurt damn near every single day, but it don't really necessarily be that serious. So not really too worried about that. Tommy Tremble back with that back injury, limited participation today. So that's good to see, especially after seeing him get stretched the way he did a couple weeks ago. I would have thought that his career and life was over. You said what?
That shit has been so long ago, bro.
I mean, it was only 3 weeks ago, bro. And it was damn near another DeMar Hamlin situation. I mean, you seen it. I don't got to explain it to you.
I don't even like to speak on that situation because I will be deemed ingenuine if I do.
And then Josie Jewell had a halfway decent game the other day. I'll give him credit. At least halfway decent first and second quarter. And also Damani Richardson. We didn't talk about him on the pod this week, but Damani Richardson looked pretty good too, flying all around the field. So yeah. Lucas said, "Isn't Brady playing center?" Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that he logged a couple of reps, if I'm not mistaken, at left tackle the other day. Maybe I'm tripping. Who came in when Icky got hurt? Does the chat know that answer? I thought Brady played like 8 or 9 snaps at left tackle when Icky went out, but let me know if I'm tripping. Who came in for Ikem Ekwonu when he got injured the other day?
Oh, what do you think about teams calling about Jadeveon Clowney?
Send them. I mean, what did I say 2 weeks ago? I told you that everybody was for sale, and then I walked back my statement a little bit and said I would prefer to keep Chuba if you're going to pay him. And I think that was damn near the only name that I said. So, I mean, if they want him bad enough, send them. If you're letting Deontay Johnson go for a pick swap, a couple to move up a couple picks, I mean, Jadeveon can't be untouchable. That means that if I call, you should be willing to take a 6th or a 7th for Jadeveon, right? Based on his production.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't done shit.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
I did see that they didn't plan on trading Chuba or JC, so
that's great news. That's for the Carolina Panthers fan base. That's phenomenal news. That's phenomenal news because that could be an indicator of what's to come this offseason. Because if they didn't feel like they could reach an agreement with Chuba or JC at the end of this year, they wouldn't even have come out and said that. Yeah. They wouldn't have come out and said this is not a fire sale situation. They would have let teams continue to call and potentially dealt those guys before the deadline. To me, that's good news. That may be an indicator of what's to come. And you could look at that situation like, they're trying to see what they have in Jonathan Brooks, and they kind of roll the dice, and either Jonathan Brooks is a smash or he's not. In which case you would potentially run the risk of letting Chuba Hubbard walk for free. But I like to think on the side of optimism as it pertains to this particular situation and hope that the Carolina Panthers feel confident that they can get a deal done with Chuba Hubbard this offseason. So, yeah, I did see that as well. They did say that this is not a fire sale situation, so y'all don't start blowing our phone up. Chuba and JC are not for sale. I respect it. I like it. Simple as that. Let me see. He said Yash Nyman. Yash Nyman is the backup. Yeah, but Yash was hurt though. Yash didn't play last week. Yash was out, was he not? Or am I tripping? I think Yash was out last week. And he's still on the injury report, bro. Yeah, with the knee. But he did participate full this week. But I'm pretty sure Yash was down last week. Maybe I'm tweaking. He said, what will we get for Clowney? We didn't get shit for Clowney. You would get a 6th or a 7th.
Literally nothing.
And maybe a case or a keg, whichever one you prefer. But
we need a keg. I haven't really tried one of those. We need a keg.
I mean, yeah. Realistically, I'll ask the chat this before we give our predictions and wrap this shit up. But I mean, realistically, what do you think you deserve to get for Jadeveon Clowney? Did you just see what the Baltimore Ravens just did to our front office? Did you see what the Baltimore or what the Chicago Bears did to our front office as it pertains to the trade to get Bryce Young? I mean, if I'm a team and I'm calling them about Jadeveon Clowney, I'm telling them, look, this is what we can do. We'll give you guys a 6th. You guys give us your 7th. And maybe another 6 or 7 in 2025, and we'll just call it quits. Jadeveon Clowney hasn't done shit. Let's pull up his stats real quick. Let's pull up Jadeveon Clowney's stats real quick. This should be fun.
I'm willing to bet probably 2 sacks at the most, if that.
Let's look at Jadeveon Clowney's stats this year.
He has 9 solo tackles, 1 sack, 0 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions.
9 tackles.
Yeah, I mean, he has 10 assists.
Well, that's phenomenal. So 19 total tackles on a year for Jadeveon Clowney.
He did have a He did have a TFL last game.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I guess we're handing out participation trophies. So yeah, congratulations. Round of applause. Round of applause for Jadeveon Clowney having a TFL and doing his fucking job Sunday.
I mean, I said you the one was gassing him up in off season in training camp.
Shit. He was to be gassed up. He was to be gassed up. Nigga said he's top 64. Chill. Chill. Dylan crazy. Dylan, you wild, bro. Dylan wild. Score predictions. I think I have the Panthers winning this week.
I have 24-17 Saints. 21-17 Saints.
Give me 23-20. 23-20 Carolina. 23-20 Carolina.
23 from
XL and Jailer. And Chube. Now what? Exactly. Now what? Now what? Hey, Thug is home too, by the way, if y'all missed the news. King Slime is home, man. Slime free. So it's backwards. You did what I'm saying?
Free smirk.
Fuck him.
Wow. Wow. That's insane. That's crazy.
The next one I need freed is Tory. Hey, let me just tell you this. Do you remember this whole said? Actually, let me just not start that way because I need to probably be like closer to politically correct. I just want to let y'all know that probably about 5 or 6 months ago, Megan Thee Stallion put it on her dead mother's life that she did not have relations with Tory Lanez. Yet today, she had a viral clip from her documentary admitting that, you know, on a couple of drunken nights, her and Tory Lanez had relations. So which one is it? She's just a lying. Let me just chill. Is your boy home?
What you think? If you had to guess,
he didn't care to join tonight.
Guess not.
I figured as much. That's my fault, huh? I'm sure. It always is. That's why I say heavy is the crown.
Heavy is the head.
Or that part. That too. My fault. Lucas said Coker getting a touchdown. Lock it in. Hey, Dylan. Yo. Let me say this too. On the record. Hey, if you saw the whole interaction between FPFO's Twitter page and Jalen Coker's mom, I saw a lot of y'all saying we were snitching. Don't say y'all. And I'm not gonna say we. That is 100% Dylan. Do not put that shit on us, cause I'm cool. I'm cool with us being the cokeheads if that's what we going with. Shout out to PNP. They're the first ones that I heard call him that, or call the fan base that.
I don't even have Twitter, so
yeah, Dylan, stop snitching, nigga. Stop snitching. For they, you know what I'm saying? For them folks come to see about you, nigga. No cap, man. No cap. Shout out to Jenny Coker though. Shout out to Mama Coker. What's popping? We got to follow. We got to follow over Twitter, or over the summer rather. She be interacting. She be in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Spark the whole movement. I will say that, Dylan. What you are good at doing is getting the people talking. Because Vasta asked Jalen Coker today about that, and I would have to assume that it stemmed from your thought-provoking question to Mama Coker and the Carolina Panthers and everybody else just running with it. So shout out to you for that. I will say that. You're good for business, brother. They're great for business.
The Cokeheads, that's just an insane name.
Cokeheads, baby. What they say, Coke Boy, baby. Yeah. I like that name.
That's insane.
I mean, it's creative. Honestly, I think, matter of fact, let me not even say that up here. Just know my creative juices have been flowing. I like the name. And I think, actually, I'll go ahead and put it out there just because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. We're not going to do it. So I'll go ahead and put that out there. And if y'all don't do it before we come around and actually do it, then that's on y'all because I'm going to throw it out there. But if somebody made Cokehead shirts and had a little play on with cocaine and Jalen Coke, that would be fire. Not gonna hold you. I don't know how the NFL will receive that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be received good.
But that's fire. That's hard.
Y'all
that's
gonna have
hard.
this man getting drug tested fucking every week.
That's fire though. That's hard though. That's hard.
Cosign too.
QP said Coke boys in the building. What's popping? You know what I'm saying? Hey Dylan, stop snitching, bro. Stop snitching. Don't do that shit again, man.
I didn't even snitch. What did he say?
Don't do that again, bro.
What did
he talking about? He said make Coke head towel. That'll be hard too. We just make Coke head dollar bills. Put Jalen Coker's face on it and wrap it and roll it up. Creative Juices, Lucas. Lucas, you're with me, bro. Hey, shoot us a DM, man. Maybe we can pay you for a design or something like that.
You almost sound too personal.
If it walks like a duck, never mind. never mind. I'm off this shit, man. You good?
Yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
For sure. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back on Monday. Check that. We'll be back on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. Reviewing our Week 9 matchup against the New Orleans Saints. Shout out to everybody that participated in our ticket giveaway. Again, have your phones close. Have your phones close, because if Sade and her mans don't claim these tickets, we're going to spin the wheel again. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all that we have not closed nothing out. I'm not going to close it out. Everybody's name is still on except for Sade. Y'all see it. Everybody's name is still on but Sade. I'll shuffle it again. Everybody's name is still on. If Sade does not claim her tickets by tomorrow.
What time does she have into?
Say it again.
When does she have to claim her tickets?
She just has to DM us so we can. I need the information.
When's her deadline? When is her cutoff?
Oh, when's her deadline?
Yeah.
You want to come up with it together right now? What should her deadline be?
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., bro.
That's
11.
OD.
11.
How about tomorrow at lunch?
Tomorrow at lunch.
Hey, if Sade has not claimed her tickets by tomorrow at lunch, we will select a new winner. And I think that we've been extremely fair. I follow her on Instagram. I commented under her comment. Her DMs aren't open, so I can't DM her. So she has to follow back.
She cut her DMs off?
Yeah, they're off.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah, they're off. So if she doesn't claim at that point, then, listen, I want to be fair to everybody. But if she doesn't claim, she just doesn't claim. So Sade has approximately, what are we looking at? 12, 13 and a half hours. 13 and a half hours for Sade to claim her prize. If she does not claim the tickets, another lucky winner will be selected to have the club experience in Bank of America Stadium on Sunday. And again, if you are selected and you can't attend the game, please let us know. Maybe I'll send you instead an autographed Bryce Young football. We'll discuss it. Why is that funny?
How much value does that? I don't want to get. Yeah, appreciate y'all tuning in.
The club seats have more value. Let's just say that
for sure.
Look at Dylan talking about whoa. Nigga, I got my own autographed Bryce Young football, twin. Don't worry about what I say. Don't worry about what I say unless it get too crazy and we gonna get canceled. Just chill, just relax, bro. Just relax, man. Appreciate y'all.